Well, let me give you the story of Jack Daniels and his crazy demise because the thing that he actually manufactured, Jack Daniels, which is about as American as Harley Davidson and everything else out there, uh, it could have been the thing that actually saved his life too, but I guess he wasn't thinking outside the box. But what happened was um, Jack Daniels actually didn't start the business himself. He was working for somebody that was in business already, and the public kind of complained that the minister was working for God on Sunday and selling liquor on Monday. So in order to keep his scruples up, he sold the businesses to Jasper Newton Jack Daniels. Jasper Newton Jack Daniels, that's his name. Well, one time Jack Daniel came back. He'd get on there early in the morning, and he wanted to get some paperwork done. He tried to open up the safe, and he kept forgetting the combination. He got so pissed off, he kicked the safe with his left foot. Well, what happened there was basically he hurt his toe, and it became infected with a very nasty infection. And what happened was he had to have his foot amputated because gangrene set in. But the gangrene still continued to go. So I got to tell you this, man. You know, if you're a prepper or something like that, I don't want to laugh at this story because it's sort of sad because he had the means right there that he probably could have stopped any kind of infection from occurring in the first place. And it's right there on this gas tank, Jack Daniels, because for all I know, it could be a great fuel additive too, besides an additive for the body. A lot of times things like whiskey, Jack Daniels, and vodka have been known for medicinal purposes. And not only that, it's just an American pastime. Tennessee sour mash whiskey, right? But what happened was the gangrene kept spreading throughout his body, and eventually he died from it. Now, if he would have soaked his foot in Jack Daniels in the first place, he'd probably been okay. So, if you one thing you want to keep in your emergency supplies, and don't like drink it all up at once, as you want to keep some Jack Daniels on hand. You know what I mean? Keep some in the saddlebags or whatever you got to do. For medicinal purposes only. For medicinal purposes only. It's some really good stuff to have on hand, I'm thinking. And, it's kind of a really strange story about Jack Daniels' demise because he never thought outside and say, hey, I could use this as medicine. This could have saved me from getting my foot infected. But on the other hand of it, if there's Jack Daniels, the fun side too. Jack Daniels, because a wasted woman is never a waste of time, right? We got to remember that too, right? So you got to think outside for like, hey, it's fuel for the Harley, it's medicinal purposes, and it's all kinds of crazy fun purposes too. But Jack Daniels, he got to should have kept a cool head and just dunked his toe in it. And, after he got pissed off at the safe, I could see getting pissed off at the safe. But once you screw up, you got to have your medicinal Jack Daniels on hand and use it for wounds and stuff so you don't get any infections. But Jack Daniels, it's one of the old American pastimes, and it goes along with Harley Davidson. And I don't know if that's driving under or riding under the influence if it's Jack Daniels. I don't know. Maybe they should have a special law for that. They should have a special law for that because this way you can always say, it's something to keep you warm while you ride, even though that's not literally true. But still, people don't need to, prep and be too serious about it all the time. And Jack Daniels might be one of the things you need to have in your prepper stash. And on top of that, just think of it not just for medicinal purposes, for prepping services, but also for fun too. And like I said, a wasted woman is never a waste of time. So just remember it's got multi-uses. It's some damn good stuff, and it's all American USA all the way.